Hello, welcome to Home JU. It is beautiful to see all of your faces today because, let's face it, I can see every single one of you. And I know what you've been up to. Hi, Spencer Gilbert is here. He's right here with me. Spencer.
Hey, hi. Happy Wednesday, if that is the day it is. April Fools. Haha.
I think there was a bunch of people perpetrating a lie yesterday that it was Tuesday. Don't believe a word of it. It's conspiracy theories. It's fake news. Joe Starr's right below me today.
Nope. Wait, yes.
Yes. Hello.
Hey.
Hello. How are you? What's up? Dan Murrell.
All right. Did I do it right?
Yeah.
Am I looking the right way?
But you're, no.
Hello.
Wait, yes. Nailed it.
Okay, good.
Nailed it. A lot of people, as it turns out, have opinions about how we should be ordered on this program. And I'm pretty sure that Jonathan Moulton is just moving us around to mess with y'all. So I'm happy to go in whatever square we need to be in. But I
respect the OCD, but yeah. Do you really know what order we have an order we're supposed to be in?
I don't know. I think, well, Dan's usually here in my reality, in IRL reality, right?
Yeah, I mean, looking at the table left to right, it should be
Stage
Joe,
left or
Spencer,
screen
Roth,
left?
me.
Okay.
I'm looking at the table as if I'm watching.
Because when I'm sitting at the table, I'm on the right, but then everything gets flipped, and then in our monitor where we're watching ourselves on the show, it's also flipped again. So I'm lost.
It's true.
The only thing I care about is that no cat is blocked by our logo. Logo not
fair enough.
Good. I'm catless. Thank God.
And you're catless, so I think Spencer belongs in that square. All right. Thank you, Jonathan, for your creativity and your enthusiasm. We're going to get to the Cameo game today, which is probably the most important thing that we're going to do this week. But ahead of that, we'll talk about some entertainment news because, believe it or not, and this is heartening, things are still moving forward in the entertainment world. So, Mad Max Prequel, centered around Furiosa. Very exciting. Director George Miller has been meeting with people like Anya Taylor-Joy for his Furiosa sequel, not sequel, younger, prequel spinoff. They're calling it a spinoff. I want to get into what we call it. He hopes to start shooting in 2021. He's, of course, accommodating for COVID, and he's meeting with people over Skype. If people don't know who Anya Taylor-Joy is, which is possible, she's awesome. She's a really amazing young actress. She was in The Witch, notably, a few years ago. She was in, I guess she's in New Mutants, right?
Yes,
allegedly.
I mean, I don't really happen to believe anything about that movie. Don't think it's real, but she was in
Release the set visit.
I can confirm that she was on set.
Yeah.
Okay.
Split, right?
Okay, Joe, it's Wednesday, and she was on set.
And I have a picture with her with character redacted.
She's also in Emma, which is Spencer Gilbert and Joe Starr's favorite new movie. Is that
it's a delight, a trifle, a puff pastry of a film that goes down easy in these troubled times.
Beautiful. I think that's very well described, and I'm super freaking hungry now. As a result, she was also in this. She was in Split. Many of you would have seen her there. She was in this movie. I think you and I, Ben, really liked. Who's Ben? By the way, Dan.
I know a few.
I literally just made up a new name for you.
Hey, Roth, may I cut in for a moment?
Yeah.
We fixed our weird bug, and people can now see the video. So just a quick hello to them. Hi, we're talking about Furiosa.
Oh, should I restart?
No, I mean, not the actual video, but if you just want to say hi to everyone and then
we'll all of our new viewers, hello, it's Wednesday, allegedly.
Allegedly, it's Wednesday, and we're talking about the Mad Max prequel spinoff based on Furiosa. Anya Taylor-Joy is one of the actresses that is potentially up for the role, and we're just talking about the movies that she's been in, one of which I just want to call out because it's a really good movie called Thoroughbreds.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen that.
So that's Anya Taylor-Joy, but do you guys, in terms of the movie, I think we all are on board with Mad Max, loved Mad Max. I know Dan's mom loves Mad Max, which I love about her.
Fan. Yep.
Hi, Dan's mom. You're amazing. But what do you think about a Furiosa spinoff? Are we calling it a prequel or a spinoff? First, establish that for me.
Depends on the number of arms that she starts with.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you can tell.
Okay.
So if it's 2 arms, it's a prequel.
Okay.
If it's 1 or fewer, it's a sequel or a spinoff.
If it's more than 2.
You're right. We don't know how many arms she started with.
If she's an octopus.
It is a weird mutant wasteland.
I would say prequel. If it's younger, if it was Charlize Theron, it's a spinoff. If it's young Furiosa, then it's a prequel in my eyes.
Are you here, Dan Murrell, for a Furiosa prequel starring Anya Taylor-Joy?
Yeah, sure. I mean, especially if George Miller's involved, then yeah. I mean, I loved Mad Max. I would love to see them also return to that world that they built with Tom Hardy and Charlize Theron in the first movie, but also it kind of has a great ending. So I could go either way on that one. But yeah, I love that vibe. I love what they built there, and if they continue to build on what they did in the first movie, either by showing us, I just hope it doesn't become like here's where the Doof Warrior guitar came from. But I love that crazy world that they built, and so yeah, I'd always be psyched to see more of that.
I've mentioned the Doof Warrior no less than 16 times since the beginning of our home occupation, stay. And I'm pretty sure that right now is where the Doof Warrior comes from. Spencer GIlbert.
Yeah.
This is a topic that I think everybody knows that Tom Hardy and Charlize Theron did not get along. At all on set. They have this amazing chemistry on screen. I think it was one of them notably, and I remember hearing about it at the time when they were shooting. I think she was wearing a T-shirt that just said Oscar winner.
That's a good flex. Yeah, I remember Tom talking about the movie and really the whole cast being like, yeah, I didn't get what we were doing while we were doing it. It took seeing the finished film to really understand what we'd made.
Yeah, I know Tom Hardy got in a lot of fights with, not actual fist fights with poor George Miller, but arguments with George Miller because, it was definitely, it was literally following the prophet into the desert, I think, making that movie. Because, yeah, there was no way to really understand what they were doing. They were shooting off storyboards. There was no real script. I can see how that would have been pretty stressful.
And it's interesting. I always think it's interesting with big famous movies where people didn't get along or there was a lot of strife on set. And then you end up with this either beautiful film or the people have really good chemistry. I know Vivian Leigh and oh my God, Clark Gable really didn't get along on the set of Gone with the Wind, for example. But that's just always something that's kind of interesting to me, that strife on set, that still a beautiful film comes out of it. You would hope that it's not like that it's an enjoyable experience.
Yeah, you don't need to go full method off camera, but the fact that they were kind of uneasy allies in the film and off it gives a little spice.
My favorite is Faye Dunaway and Jack Nicholson in Chinatown hated each other. And from what I read, that there was perhaps some pee throwing happening.
Who threw whose pee?
I heard that Faye Dunaway threw pee at Jack Nicholson.
Oh, God.
Oh.
This is what I hear.
Wow.
And yet,
I'm really happy.
And yet a great movie.
You're just going to throw urine in my face.
I just want to...
If they bring in a young Mad Max character, does that mean that they have to cast an actor that Anya Taylor-Joy hates in real life to keep
my question would be, how does one throw pee?
Well, you have to put it into
yeah,
it has to be collected.
Okay, it's not like a handful, like a cup situation.
No. Yeah, maybe a funnel to balloon situation. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's definitely there's a collection process that has to take place.
It's very Mad Max.
It super is. I just also want to welcome our most recent panelist that I believe joined us behind Dan. Muffin, I think, is here again today.
Oh, that is actually Sir Pounce.
Oh, a rare Sir.
Yeah.
See, this is what I was talking about, Jonathan. That bug is hiding the cat, and I can't have
it. Hang on here.
It's not.
I'll tilt down a little bit so you can see him. He's chilling.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Sir Pounce.
Oh,
sweetie.
He's just chilling out.
So is Sir Pounce enthused about another Mad Max from Georgia? I mean, you guys remember at the time too, everything that was being written about this film was it's a disaster, it's going to fall apart, it's never going to work. And I remember seeing the first screening, and Dan, I don't know if you were there, but George Miller was there, and it was a Q&A with George Miller and Edgar Wright directly after the film. And all of us, every press member in the audience was just this the whole time, but with joy. We were silenced with joy.
No, that was a little before I was able to get in on the screening trains. I went and saw it at the Cinerama Dome at the ArcLight, and I got a bad seat, and I still enjoyed the movie. That's how much I love that movie.
It's a great, great film. And I also just built in for us, unless we have more on Mad Max, I think I just built in a segue for us.
Ride that segue.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to ride that segue into segment 2. New Edgar Wright movie. Edgar Wright is attached. This has got to be exciting for you and Sir Pound, Stan. Edgar Wright is attached to direct an adaptation of Set My Heart to 5, an upcoming novel about a robot learning to love. This is a film. It says, according to the synopsis, the story is set in an all-too-human 2054 and follows Jared, an android that works as a dentist, as he undergoes an emotional awakening that is sparked by an introduction of 80s and 90s movies. He then embarks on a quest to convince humans that he and his kind should be permitted to feel.
I like it. It's very Edgar Wright sounding.
Doesn't he try to make a movie too? Did I miss that part? He's like trying to sell a screenplay.
I don't know. I don't see that in here.
Set my heart to 5. Well, it's not important. The point is, well, Dan, you can go first if you'd like. I would just say that I love Edgar Wright. I'm very excited for any new project of his, but this sounds like something Zach Braff would try to fund on Kickstarter.
Oh boy. Well, first of all, I think that, I was super excited for a new Edgar Wright movie this year, and I don't know if that's going to happen now, but yeah, I will not. There's a few directors I can't hide my bias on, and one of them is Edgar Wright. I just love not only his movies, but I love him as a director. I love him as a film enthusiast, as an advocate for film preservation and the cinematic experience. Like, I just like him as a person. So anything that he is involved in, I'm excited about. And the idea of remixing, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Spielberg with Ready Player One. I kind of like the idea of Edgar Wright going back and doing his take on perhaps some of these pop culture things which shaped him so much. Spaced, which was his TV show before Shaun of the Dead, was very steeped in pop culture and pop culture references. And, some of them were great. Some of them didn't age so well, but I'm excited beyond the initial excitement I would be just in general for a new Edgar Wright movie.
I want to point out one thing about Edgar Wright, which is that he created, and this is just an opportunity for me to try and talk about a movie I really like again, which is apparently he created this list of what you should be watching while you're staying at home and safe, we all hope. And at the most recent movie on the list was a film I've been telling you guys a lot about, which is One Cut of the Dead. It's really, really, really funny B horror riff, and I encourage you 1,000,000 times over to check it out again. But I also
it was his top 100 comedies.
Top 100 comedy. It's hilarious, and it's Spencer. I want you particularly to watch it. So there you go.
I will. Yeah, sign me up for Shudder.
Can you is there an opportunity? No, probably not. Like, I'm signed up for Shudder, but can I
we'll take this off camera, Roth. I think there's a way. I think there's a way.
But we would never do that because we are good participants of the entertainment community.
Just going to do Roth Cornet Paddington 2016 for all your accounts.
Paddington forever, bro. The other thing that's notable, and I think this is interesting, and I want to dig into this a little bit, it's an upcoming novel, and this is via THR to be clear. And I always think it's interesting when movies are developed at the same time as a book because they're just basing it on the premise of the book. They usually don't have the whole book. And a TV show that was based on the premise of a book that hadn't been released yet. And the interesting thing that happened was they diverged pretty strongly, which was The 100, because the book wasn't out yet and the TV show went into development. So they're pretty different ultimately. But it does happen sometimes. And I always think that's kind of neat. Yeah,
there's a book developed alongside the movie 2001, the Arthur C. Clarke book at the same time. And it is great because it fills in the blanks of the movie. The things that are being shown you purely visually are kind of explained more, and you really get what that space baby all about.
Joe Starr, one of the premises that I'm hearing or reading about in our document is that it wants emotions, and that's where it loses me a little bit. Emotions are really hard. They're very painful.
They are.
I don't know. I might be willing to give them up. I'll become a robot.
You know, I feel like even with robots, there's a grass is greener kind of situation. You know, you have a good dentist job. You don't feel things. And, you know, you're looking on the other side and you're like, what if I was a writer and felt everything? And
careful what you wish for.
Yeah. The other side of the fence, we kind of just all wish we had gone to dentistry school. Yeah, no, I'm excited about this. Based on my 56K quality connection to this stream, I'm in the past. And I have not seen Shaun of the Dead yet. So I'm very excited about up-and-coming filmmaker Edgar Wright and his eventual take on the pop culture references which I am currently living in.
The 80s and I think this is also, Dan, basically movies make us feel, right?
They do.
They are.
Yeah.
They're what teaches us to be humans.
I think that they can certainly show, be a wonderful projection of humanity and emotion and the human experience. That's why I love the art form so much. I think that movies are unique in the way that people can project and convey humanity. Other art does it in different ways, but I think that movies are unique in that way. So I think there's a reason why so many people are drawn to them.
Well, you know what I'm drawn to? All of you, who once again, I can see every single one of you. And I love every single one of you because you're amazing. Thank you so much for liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, and hitting that bell, which somewhere in the world, Ryan is ringing quietly to himself with one lonely tear. Thank you for liking these videos because it means that YouTube pushes this thing out to more people and we get to keep making it. We love making this show. We hope you guys are enjoying it. We hope that we're offering a little bit of lightness and humor and weirdness and cats in this time. We are in a crazy and challenging time, and so we also just want to use this platform once again to highlight some things that we think is really important. And this week we're highlighting this organization called Direct Relief. And as we've mentioned before, Direct Relief is working with public health authorities, nonprofit organizations, and businesses in the US, China, and globally to provide personal protective equipment, essential medical items, and to health workers who so desperately need them right now, who are responding to COVID-19 while we're all staying safely at home and relying so much upon them. So if you can, really please share the link, contribute if you can, and otherwise just sharing the information I think is really, really helpful. So thank you for that, and thank you for being amazing. And with that in mind, we are going to play a game for you. It's the Cameo game.
The game of games, yes.
Yes. All right. So yes, the Cameo game. This is our second round. I feel like I need to do like the stick mic, but that's all right.
Skinny mic, nice.
The skinny mic.
Yep.
This is the Cameo game. This is the second time we played it on the show. For those of you that missed it the first time, there's a service on the internet called Cameo. And first and foremost, as we said before, this is not about shaming anyone at all. It's just that there's such a unique economy that goes on this site. Basically, celebrities from all walks of life, from all different kinds of fields, from sports to entertainment to reality show to YouTube, musicians, you name it. You can go on this site called Cameo and you can pay a celebrity an amount which they set, and then they will record a personalized greeting for you for a birthday, for example, a special occasion, or if you just want them to say hi. So what this game is about is I will show you a celebrity, and then you have to tell me how much is that celebrity charging on Cameo for a personalized message. Now, we're playing Price is Right rules, which means you have to be the closest to the actual price without going over. If you go over, even if it's by just $1, then exactly you get the sad horns. So I have 10 celebrities here. I have a tie break if need be. So I will tell you the celebrity, and then Roth, Joe, and Spencer, I will go to each of you and ask, how much do you think that celebrity is charging for a personalized message on Cameo?
Does the winner get a cameo from their celebrity of choice?
I don't know. We got to figure this out because
Dan.
Billy Business won the first time we did this, and he's not here to defend. So we have to figure out if this is like a tournament of champions. But
okay.
I do feel like at some point when we determine who the ultimate cameo champion is, that we can put a price limit on a cameo and get them their own cameo from a
Great.
celebrity.
They deserve it.
I think that's a good grand prize. So
Great.
I think at the end of the road, that's reasonable. But for today, we have to see who joins Billy Business as a cameo champion. Are you guys ready? Any questions before we start?
No, I'm excited.
Okay. So this first celebrity, I went with a timely one. I went with a timely pick. The first celebrity on Cameo is from a show which you three have talked about, but which I have not seen, Tiger King, and that is Jeff Lowe. Jeff Lowe from Tiger King, currently on Cameo. What is Jeff Lowe charging?
Wow.
For a personalized message on Cameo? And Roth,
$50.
I'm going to start with you. What was that, Roth?
$50. Oh,
$50.
sorry.
Roth says $50. Joe, what do you say? Jeff Lowe Cameo.
So, on one hand, he's a D-lister in reality, but on the other hand, in real life, he's an egomaniacal con man. So, I'm gonna go $120.
Wow.
Joe going higher.
Desperate to open that zoo.
Those tigers are hot right now.
And $20. All right, Spencer, what do you think?
What was Roth's?
Roth said 50. Joe's was 120.
51.
Spencer says 51. And Spencer, you've obviously played The Price is Right before, because Jeff Lowe charges $75, which means that Spencer gets the first point. $75 for a cameo from Jeff Lowe.
Put your Joker on, you jerk.
All right. Spencer, did you play the game the last time?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay. I thought you might have an advantage.
I've seen many a Price is Right.
Time?
I think I did. I think I played last time.
All right. Our second celebrity is actually, I just saw he had a tweet that went sort of got a lot of traction over these last 24 hours. He is a famous musician, an even more famous detective. I'm speaking, of course, about Ice-T.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Ice-T.
Yeah.
On Cameo, available to send you a personalized message. What
Maybe
will it
the only
cost?
good Twitter account.
Perhaps. I think it might be the only good Twitter account. What does it cost for Ice-T to send you a personalized message? And Joe, I'm going to start with you this time.
Okay, so I'm going to try to work backwards a little bit here, because I definitely see that all my rules and thoughts are based on Jeff Lowe now, and I definitely think he sees himself as the Ice-T of the Tiger world. So he would probably price himself after Ice-T. So I'm going to say $75.
Joe saying $75 for a personalized message from Ice-T. Spencer, what do you think?
Ice-T's a legend, and he's working. You know, he's getting work. He's on SVU, and this is after a long recording career when people still bought albums. This guy doesn't need money, so I think he's gonna be one of your more elite cameo people. So I'm gonna say $299.
Spencer says $299 for an Ice-T cameo. Roth, what do you think?
I'll say $298.
298.
That's not a good. That's rough.
Your strategy was not sound, because the correct answer is $350, which means, Spencer, you get the second point. Roth, the $1 strategy generally only works if you're hitting $1 above the person below
Y'all
you.
should see me play poker. It's chaos.
Wow. Yes, please, let's play poker, Roth.
Note to self, play poker with Roth.
I'm
Okay.
not good. I win a lot, but it's chaos.
This is it's early.
Can I have a real work at home moment? I have to turn off my oven.
Okay.
We can.
Chris
that's
will
important.
sub in for me. Hang on.
This is actually, as always, Roth is the queen of segues, because
who's baking before
as
noon?
I build up, this next guest, this next cameo, is a star from the culinary world.
Okay.
This is somebody who is known for someone who's known for cooking and only for cooking. I am talking about the queen of Southern cuisine, Paula Deen. Paula Deen is on Cameo.
Cooking and only cooking.
Yes, only
and themed parties.
The only notable thing that she's ever done is cooking. What is a cameo from Paula Deen worth? Spencer, I'm starting with you.
$19.
Spencer says $19 for a Paula Deen cameo. Roth, what do you think?
I don't think she's going that cheap. I think $65.
Roth says $65 for Paula Deen. Joe?
I'm going to get in the middle here, and I'm going to say $30, a nice round number for a cameo from Paula Deen.
Joe says $30. Roth, you took the high bid this time at $65, and this time it was good strategy because Paula Deen costs $100 on Cameo. Wow, so Roth,
okay,
you were the closest at $65. 100 clams.
And you can get her to say anything.
You won't even have to.
I think there's one or two things she wouldn't say, Spencer.
Well.
Now this is a person who is known, perhaps the character is more well known than this person, but he is a legend, particularly to people of our generation. I'm speaking of Paul Reubens. Paul Reubens,
oh wow,
the man behind Pee Wee Herman, is on Cameo. How much to get now? Not from Pee Wee Herman, I have to be very clear. From Paul Reubens. What is the price for a cameo from Paul Reubens?
Okay. Plot thickens. That's harder.
Yes.
You won't do it as Pee-wee.
I believe that one of the conditions is that you are getting a cameo from Paul Reubens. I can look this up for clarification if you'd like.
I think it's an important point of fact.
Let me do a rules check here. Stand by.
I mean, he's not putting on the bow tie for less than, $1,000.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. Like, that's $2,000 if he'll do it as Pee-wee.
Yeah.
Yeah. But otherwise, what are you going to do? Chat with him about his character from Mystery Men? Like,
yeah.
This says Paul Reubens, aka Pee Wee Herman, but all of the cameos I'm seeing appear to be Paul Reubens. I see no bow ties. I see nothing like that.
No gray suit, no bicycle.
No bikes.
So we're going to assume that you are speaking to Paul Reubens and not Pee Wee Herman.
Less interesting, harder. Spencer has to start first.
Oh, sorry. Actually, no, Roth, it is your turn.
I started first the first time.
Yeah, we've gone
around in a round robin. That's how it works. Your number comes back to you.
Is that how math works?
That's
and
how
it's
math
Wednesday,
works.
you say? This is super hard because if it was Pee-wee, he's worth a ton. I'm going to say $250.
Roth says $250. All right, Joe?
Okay, so I panicked a little and I abandoned my Jeff Lowe strategy for Paula Deen, and I regretted it instantly because a good $75 would have gotten me there, and she is the Jeff Lowe of the cooking world. She might also be kind of the Joe Exotic of the cooking world. Is Paul Reubens the Jeff Lowe of children's television? That's the question. I'm going to go $75.
Joe, long way to get to $75.
I like the idea that Joe pays $75 for a car or toilet paper. Like, that's the unit that he pays for.
It's like how when we used to ask my dad how far away something was, and it was always 20 minutes away.
Yeah. Joe bucks.
Spenny, what do you think?
$75. Roth said what? 200?
Oh, God damn it!
Roth said $250.
I'm just trying to set and then Joe's 75. I'll go $1. I think he's going for less.
Wow, $1.
Less than
Roth,
75.
If this were The Price is Right, then you'd be hearing a bell, and I would be pulling out a $100 bill because you hit it exactly on the nose. Paul Reubens charges $250 for a cameo. So Roth, you started slow, but look at that. You hit one right on the head.
I don't know if it's because I'm in pajamas or what, but that makes me overly happy. I shouldn't be as happy as I am.
All right. Now this was an interesting one. I was surprised to see. Leonardo DiCaprio played this person, but the actual person is on Cameo. Jordan Belfort.
Whoa.
The basis for the film The Wolf of Wall Street. Jordan Belfort is on Cameo.
Yeah.
He's not selling pens. He's selling small personalized
video
messages.
greetings.
How much is Jordan
money.
Belfort charging for a personalized Cameo message?
Who starts?
Sorry, Joe, we're starting with you.
$75, man.
Joe says $75. Spencer?
Yeah.
I think he's targeting, Wall Street types, the bros and the day traders who probably will do it as
offering advice on Cameo Because that's a whole nother ballgame.
Well, that's a different league. I think these are just greetings like, hey, bro, you crushed Q2, that kind of thing. So I'm going to go $99.
$99 from Spencer. Spencer says $99. Joe said $75. Roth, what do you say? What is Jordan Belfort charging?
$100.
Roth says $100, a strategic move that pays off because Jordan Belfort is charging $795 for a personalized cameo.
Oh, wow. Well,
more than 2 iced teas.
Wow.
Oh, he is not worth even 1 iced tea.
Not well. Yeah,
he $795.
Barely worth a Belfort.
So we're halfway through the game. The score stands at Spencer with 2 points. Roth has been on a roll. 3 points. Joe yet to get on the scoreboard, but we still have 5.
This is going to pay off, baby.
$75.
This a true icon of the 90s, one of the most famous supporting characters in a sitcom ever. I'm speaking, of course, about the Soup Nazi from Seinfeld. He's on Cameo. You can get a cameo from the Soup Nazi himself, and I'm actually going to look up Larry Thomas is his name. He's an actor. Larry Thomas. How much for a personalized cameo from Larry Thomas, the Soup Nazi himself, and Spencer? We're starting.
All right. Well, look, I'm a big sign head, but he's a memorable character, but he's not. He's a one-off. Maybe if you count the finale. I don't.
Sure.
I'm going to give him $40.
$40 from
do
Spencer.
A no soup for you, Joe. Happy birthday. That kind of thing.
Roth, what do you say? Soup Nazi.
I don't know. I can't imagine he's working that much, and that was a long time ago, and it was one niche character. $50.
Roth says $50 for the Soup Nazi. Joe, Spencer says $40. Roth says $50. Joe, what do you say?
So here's the weird thing about Cameo is that, like, Ice-T is a working guy and has, a pretty reasonable rate. But then you have all of these people like Jordan Belfort, who, folks who, why would you get their cameo? And it's like, it's way up there. So this is a guy who wouldn't mind the gig, right? Knows his value as a novelty birthday singing telegram as the Soup Nazi. So he's gonna ask for a little bit, but he's not gonna overshoot it. I'm gonna say $55.
Joe says $55, outbidding Roth by $5. And that gets Joe the point because the Soup Nazi Larry Thomas, $60 on Cameo.
Wow.
$60.
Thank God I didn't say 75.
I really wish you just stuck with your, it just shows a lack of integrity that you didn't stick with your guns, Joe.
No, I almost did because, much like the Iron Cross tattoo that Jeff Lowe has on his body, he is tangentially related to the Soup Nazi. So.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Oh, God.
Our next celebrity is really one of the forerunners of a genre in rock and roll that I have heard called and that I also enjoy calling butt rock. We're about to go high because I've got Scott Stapp, lead singer of Creed, is on Cameo.
Oh, boy.
You can get. I don't know if he'll write you a song, but he will send you a greeting on Cameo.
Oh man!
Have a happy birthday.
So will he actually sing it? He'll sing, not just talk.
Well, let me double check. Let me see exactly. Some of these people don't put too many conditions on their cameos, but let me see if
it's your bar mitzvah.
Here we go. Scott Stapp cameo. No, it just says book for $500. Doesn't there? I don't see any.
Wait,
conditions.
$500. My guess is $500.
My guess is $500. I said it first.
$75.
My guess is $500.
Luckily, I prepared for this contingency that I'd be an idiot, and I have a lot of other ones. So Scott Stapp charges $500. I lost that one. Okay, let's find another one. Okay, here's another one who's comparable. An NFL legend. We don't have a image for him. Brett Favre.
Old Grey Dong
is on Cameo. What does Brett Favre charge for a cameo?
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that Brett Favre will send you for free, so this is a tough one.
Yes. Brett Favre,
are you? Who's starting?
We're starting with Joe. Joe, we're starting with you.
He's like the Jeff Lowe of quarterbacks.
I'm going to bid $500, and yeah, I'm going to go with $500 for.
Joe says $500 for Brett Favre. Spencer, what do you say?
I mean, I think he's in the hundreds, but I think he like enjoys making cameos. He thinks they're a hoot. He throws on a pair of Wranglers, tosses the old pigskin around, and fires off a few happy birthday petunias. So I think he's in the hundreds, but not out of most, Packers fans' birthday price range. I'm going to go $300.
$300 for Spencer, $500 for Joe. Roth, what do you think?
I don't know. I don't think he's charging that much, but I made a strategic move that was wrong the last time, so $301.
$301, you say?
Nice call.
I'm going to do the Price is Right imitation of the sound because
wrong.
You have all overbid.
Wow.
You all overbid for Brett Favre. So the bidding can only go as high as $299 because everything else has been an overbid. Joe, we're going to start with you. You have to bid anything between $1 and $299.
Oh, wow. Well, then I've got to do what I got to do, man, and put him at $75.
$75. Everybody's worth $75 in Joe's world. Spencer, what do you think?
I'll say $149.
Spencer, $149, and Roth, what do you bid?
$150.
$150. Roth, you're on fire. $250, which means that Roth.
I thought it was $250. I was instinctually going to say $250 the last time. I swear. See, that's how you play poker. Just trust your instincts.
We are on the verge of Roth essentially having an insurmountable lead here. If Roth, if Roth gets one more correct, no one will be able to catch her. Spencer, if you run the table here, you could tie Roth.
Okay.
Or if you get 2 out of these 3, you could tie Roth. Joe, if you get all 3, you could tie Roth. So basically, it's a game. If Roth gets one more correct, then she wins outright. So the stakes are high. This is an actress who was replaced in a film, but still, obviously, people want to speak with her. Claudia Wells, the original Jennifer from Back to the Future, is on Cameo, replaced by Elizabeth Shue in the sequels, Back to the Future 2 and Back to the Future 3. Claudia Wells, what is the charge for a cameo for Claudia Wells? Spencer, I'm going to start with you.
I've been over on most all of these, so I'm going to go $20.
$20. Spencer says $20 for Claudia Wells. Roth, what do you think?
$50.
$50 from Roth on Claudia Wells. Joe?
I'm going to price this based on standard Wizarding World autograph prices. Wizard World. 2 different places.
Yes.
Both equally nerdy. $15.
$15, you say?
$15.
All right. So Joe says $15. Spencer says $20. Roth says $50.
Okay.
Roth, as I mentioned, if you get one more correct, then you will have won the game, and you have won the game because Claudia Wells charges $110 on Cameo. So congratulations, Roth. You started slow, but you went on a tear. You have won the second round of the Cameo game. I didn't get to Chris Hansen. Man.
Oh man,
Chris Hansen was my next
Billy.
one.
Coming for you, Billy the Business.
Wow,
that was a very impressive streak there, Roth. You ran. I think you ran the table after
really
a rocky
did.
start. 5 points. Joe's 2 points and Spencer's 1. We had 2 questions left, but nobody could catch Roth at this point.
I was hoping for Wesley Snipes because I've looked into it and it's $500.
We did Wesley Snipes last time.
Okay.
Snipes was in the first
I would have nailed that.
Maybe things would have gone differently if I hadn't messed up and told you one of the answers. I don't know. That's just that's for the
how the game's played, baby.
Side. That's how the game's played. So congratulations, Roth. You are our second winner, and at some point, I guess in the future, you will advance to face Billy Business in the finals. I guess I don't know.
Cameo Bowl.
It's been like
Cameo
6 months since we played the game last time, so eventually it'll happen. The Cameo Bowl, yes.
In an alternate timeline, that other question would have made all the difference in the world. But Billy, I'm coming for you. I think he'd probably be the champ at this period. That was fun. Thank you so much, Dan. Thank you guys for watching us today. Please chime in with your guesses. It doesn't matter though, because we already told you the answers. But still, it's a fun game that you can play at home during this time. Give us other games that you would like us to play. And we will keep on keeping on. We'll be here tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and wherever you are. And again, I can see every single one of you.
We're watching.